Ever since video games have become extremely popular, they've also been the focus of a lot of controversy. Whether it's Grand Theft Auto that would let players kill anyone at any time, or in Mass Effect allowing you to have sex with the characters. Mortal Kombat was so violent it leads to the creation of the ESRB rating system. This is when from now on and every game had to have a rating, such as 3, 7, 12, 16 and 18.
Well, in terms of the history and everything of games, games is a media outlet. Games is a way of being able to portray a story, being able to portray entertainment, everything like that. And I believe that with the growing industry, with the growing advertisement, with the growing relevancy to children, to adults, I believe that the media looks at it as more of a violence and as more of an outlet to be able to show people that it's a way to, make people angry and go, oh, because there is violence in this game, it's making the kids violent. I don't believe anything like that. I've played games for a long time. I've now making games and stuff like that. I show that there's a difference between reality and also just the game. You know that the game's not real. You know that the game's fiction. A lot of warnings come up, a lot of presents come up like that. But I believe that if you do have problems with like that, you should restrict your children from playing it.
I don't believe video games at all cause violence. I would say if someone is unnaturally a violent, maybe psychopathic person, it could bring out the traits in them. But that's not the video game's fault. That's a sort of personal trait, as that maybe they're the ones who need to get help in themselves, while the games, a normal person wouldn't play 10 hours of video games and suddenly be violent, because we've had wars before video games, so violence does not cause by video games.
Depending on what the game has, depending on the maturity of the child, I'm guessing that if it is young enough, then of course of law, I don't believe they should. A lot of games as engines and everything's getting more developed, it's getting more realistic. Everyone's looking for the next first-person gory shooter. That's what everyone wants, so I believe that a lot of children should stay away from things like that. But in terms of gun violence and everything, you can only restrict it so far, because everything does get PG every now and then.
I don't think you should play 18 games, definitely not. But yeah, maybe from 14, 15, I'd say it'd be start okay, but depending on the amount of violence, swearing, and what the content is. But anybody younger than that, I wouldn't advise it and say it'd be right.
So many people believe that violence in games is just to get attention, and some people believe that they are necessary when developing the game's story. A 16-year-old in Ohio killed his parents after they did not let him play Halo 3, as well as a man in Norway using Call of Duty to practice killing people. There are definitely times in which video games have caused people to commit violent acts. It is still debatable whether kids should be allowed to play 18-rated games and be exposed to anything too graphic. But either way, there will always be controversy.